Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hello. Sorry, just trying to set something up before we get fully started. But happy Thursday, happy Chaos Legion Pack Hype Day. It's such a good time. I hope you guys are all getting ready for the weekend or enjoying whatever you got going on. Let me see here. We're gonna start with, I guess, what the title is, which is the packs available. So, in case you missed it, there was an announcement from Aggie this morning about Chaos Legion packs, and what was it? Let me get it up here. Come on now, where you at? Okay, so basically, I put out that video a couple days ago talking about what would happen if they not burned, but took 500,000 packs off the market. They did not do it in that way. They didn't do it all in one swoop. So they took off 250 this morning, and their plans are to take another 250 off as soon as we hit the next airdrop. So that is very interesting in my perspective. I mean, I was not expecting them to do it in that way. I thought they were just gonna bum rush us and get us closer to the final legendary summoner, but maybe they still need a little bit of time, so they don't want to save it all for the end. We'll run this experiment for a few months, blah 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 blah. Now, he did mention Gene Pool's proposal, which I thought was worth taking a look at here. So this is the pre-proposal that is still, I don't even know if it's passing or not. I haven't really looked, but I did cover it, and I believe he said it's going to set aside 300,000 packs. Let's see here. Sorry. Excuse me. Oh man. Guess I'm still not 100% yet. Let's see. So proposals, there we go. Okay, official proposals, nothing active, but for some reason I thought, when I had calculated it out, I was thinking 6 months, roughly 25 to 30,000 packs set aside would equal anywhere between 150 to maybe, on the high end, 200,000 packs. And so it looks like this is passing with flying colors right now. I mean, again, this is in the pre-proposal stage, so I have no idea if that is going to actually be the case once it gets to the official proposals. But so far, 28 million voting yes. There's a valid fee. Have we covered the 5%? 5% of staked, which would be, I think we're just over the 5% of staked. So it looks like this is going to pass at least the pre-proposal stage. And Aggie was saying that, my estimation was 150,000 to 300,000 packs, but Aggie's saying 300,000. Sorry, I was saying 150 to 180, maybe 200,000 packs, but Aggie's saying they may remove 300,000 packs. So where does that leave us? Okay, so let's go back to let's go back here. So we have 1.5 million packs, a little bit less than 1.5 million packs available, so less than 10%. They are going to remove another 250,000. That is guaranteed. They're going to do that after we cross 14 million. But there is also a chance that if this passes, if this player proposal passes, that there would be another 300,000 removed. So the number that he's giving us as of today is 950,000 packs remaining overall. So there is that. that means less than 1 million packs available in the store overall between now and the end of this burnout or sellout. Now, the one thing that I didn't do, and I want to just take a quick look at it. Oops, wrong computer here. And then we'll jump into the comments because I see some people chiming in. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I did the math today. Now, I think when I had pulled it up, right, when I said 500,000 packs, if they just whoosh, if that all disappeared right now, um, then I think we were shooting for like February 19th, which is like 10 days away. But with only 250,000 packs removed as of now, that puts us for the 14th million pack being burned on March 1st. So we do have the rest of the month. That's what, about 20-ish odd days. Oh no, never mind. We're in February. So there's only 28 days. So like 19-ish days. So that is coming relatively soon. Hold on. I want to see exactly how many days because I can't do math. Or how many weeks? 1, 2. All right. So less than 3 weeks. Yeah, about 19 days. So that should be 19 or 21 days, I should say. So that, and again, that doesn't include stuff that's going to be given out. We have an end of season approaching within the next couple of days. That could be, a good amount of packs given out during that time. And then, yeah, so that would also mean that we would still be burning. No, actually, never mind. We would now not be burning. Oh, this is interesting. We may not even make it to March 31st. I mean, there's actually a very good chance that we don't make it to March 31st anymore, which is awesome, in my opinion, because obviously the sooner this happens, the better. All right, let me see who is here. We got Virus in the house. What is going on, man? Welcome. Good to see you here. Gathering the magic. Good morning. Any other bronze players not getting correct ratio of soulbound cards in chests? When you say not correct, is it like to your benefit or is it not to your benefit? I say don't burn any packs. Save them for war chests and future draft tournaments. These packs will be needed for drafting. Yeah, it just, for people who feel like there's too many cards already for Chaos Legion, they feel like that. I'm sure their perspective is that this is going to devalue cards, right? I mean, that was the immediate reaction from many in Discord as soon as the Nifty arcade thing was announced. People were like, "Oh, it's going to devalue our assets. It's going to devalue our assets, and it's going to, oh gosh, what was the other thing? Oh, ruin the rental economy." Now, the whole devaluing of assets, I'm just so happy because I don't invest in cards, so I don't look at it as like devaluing my assets. I buy the cards that I want to play with, and that's it, right? So, the team cards are inflationary as an asset class, and the team has full authority to do whatever they want with it. Plus, the meta changes left and right. So, to me, I just steer clear away from that. But, that used to be me, right? I probably a year and a half ago would have been like, oh my gosh, they're devaluing my assets, because if I go heavy on investing in cards. But I don't know. I just that switch flipped for me a long time ago, and the team is literally going to do whatever they want to do with cards, including add soulbound cards, print a bunch more, cut them off whenever they feel like it, right? Like, we have no control over that. That is a scary kind of investment. So anybody who's like investing in cards because the ROI is good, because there's potential upside in the future, I'm just saying, like, that there's like crypto risky, and then there's card risky, and I personally steer clear of it. I'm not saying that you can't make I'm not saying that you can't make a ton of money. I'm just saying that I steer clear of it because there's too many unknowns, and it is not just market factors that come into play. There's a lot of arbitrary, or not arbitrary, but things that the team can do without informing you, without whatever. Like, so that's why the Nifty thing didn't really bother me. I actually think that it's a good move for the game overall. Now, I'm invested in the game. I'm invested in a lot of the tokens and a lot of the other assets like nodes and land. Well, I don't even know. I don't even look at land as an investment anymore. But either way, that's just my quick 2 cents on that. So when you're saying we'll need it for future draft tournaments, these packs will be needed for drafting. Correct. Merlin's Matrix, what is going on? Hello. JV Valenciano, what is happening? So Virus is saying, I'm undecided if I support or not, since the more scarcity, the better, but I see the other side. Yeah, and the thing is, I get that, right? I obviously, even though I'm not investing in, cards, I do own my deck, and if any point, like, I like seeing the value of that deck go up. So it's not that I want card values to just absolutely plummet. It's just that, like, I think the people who get really affected by it are the ones that are like buying this with the intention of like, oh, I'm buying it because there's only ever going to be X amount based on, yada yada yada, or collection wise. But ultimately, I think that the net benefit, um I think the net benefit is going to be tremendously better than the sorry, I think it's gonna be a net positive rather than a net negative. Luke, what is going on? How are you doing? DJ, what's happening, man? Good to see you here. Hope you are doing well. Supposed to get cards at 1 and 3 in chess. My bronze account has gotten 12 cards and 91 chess. Oh, I worked hard to get my 7 diamond chest yesterday, and only one of them had cards in it. So that's not anywhere close to the ratio of, and it was like two. I don't know what the multiplier was, but it was terrible. It was like a common card. I was so just salty about it. So bot is going back on, and I'm gonna go find better things to do with my time. All right, so hop out of the courtroom. Like, what are you talking about, Alex? How you doing, man? Regarding proposal, CL cards are technically owned by the SPL team and one of their source of revenue. So will the DAO buy the 300,000 CL packs, or SPL team will donate them? So regarding the pre-proposal, CL cards are technically owned by the SPL team and one of their source of revenue. So will the DAO? This is actually a great point. I forgot what the proposal says, but I don't think the DAO should be spending anything on this. Now, keep in mind, so this is where we're getting in trouble here, and I was trying to comment on this on my last video. I am... How do I put this? Regarding the proposal, when it comes to this, damn. Okay, hold on. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm thinking of too many things at the same time. Okay, when we're talking about the DAO, I don't think the DAO has jurisdiction over these packs. Now, if we want the DAO to spend on these packs, that's something else. But I don't think that was in the language of what the pre-proposal was. This is just the community requesting the team to set aside the packs for future rewards. This is not the DAO necessarily, asking to buy the packs and then use them. So, and I wouldn't want the DAO to spend resources on that. So if that's the case, I will heavily vote against it. And like I said, I didn't see anything in the language for that. So if the DAO is not actually going to be involved because there's no SPS or DAO funds that are going to be included in this, this is a request to the team to do it. And the team, even if this passes, has every right to completely disregard it. Why? Because the DAO doesn't have authority over the card packs. So to your point, CL is owned by the team, or Chaos Legion is owned by the team. So at least that's how I'm viewing it. At least in MTG, investing in packs and boxes is always better than investing in cards, especially in long term. Yeah, I wonder how many people are scooping up packs. Now. Card flipping is an awesome way to build a deck. Card flipping is an awesome way to do it. No, not just in a bull run. Abdersound just salty. He bought $50 O'Shaughnessy's. Always gonna be salty. But well, whatever. I don't need to brag. I did well with the reward cards when those were going out of print. But I don't like the idea of, like, flipping cards is good. It's just too time intensive for me, right? So the thing is, when they said that they were planning on removing them or like stopping the print, or actually early on, they just said that it was going to be early on, they said that it was just going to be a proposal, right? They were going to put a proposal out there, which they ended up not doing because, again, that shows that, the community doesn't have a say in this. So when they did that, that's when I was going heavy on buying rewards cards. And then when they actually came out and were like, or there's not even going to be a proposal, I was like, holy crap. So that's the time when you sell, right? Because Jared Scars went from, I think I was buying them for like 80 cents to $4. So, it was nice. Made a little pretty penny there. Obviously, you always wish that you go harder. But the thing is, there's two ways when it comes to like investing in cars, right? You can flip them, just like real estate. You can flip them, or you can buy, hold, sell, and rent them, right? So similar, again, kind of two paths with real estate. And this is how I viewed cards very early on. It's just like how is like it's like real estate. You can either flip them or you can do passive income. Now the problem is that, especially if you're buying in a frothy bull run or bull market, there's obviously much more downside potential than there is upside potential, as I saw with the O'Shaughnessy's and the Venari Wavesmiths. But even more than that, I think it was the idea that the other side of it, right, the card flipping, which if you're following the market and you're paying attention, which is actually, in my opinion, quite easy to do because the Splinterlands community is super reactive. And I don't even think it's a super reactive. I think it's just people, well, no, they are super reactive. Then you can easily front run a lot of stuff that's happening, right? Like even now, like you could probably front run certain things that are going to be happening. But when it comes to like the long-term passive income, I didn't like that anymore because I wasn't even trying to flip O'Shaughnessy's, right? I was just like, oh, I think these cards are solid. I'm going to buy them. And I'm just going to rent them out. And so to me, the meta changes in the game too much are just that made me realize that they're just way too volatile of an asset class. But I agree with your point, Alex. There is definitely a way to flip assets in the game. Right. Good morning. What's going on with Tuna? Okay. So there's some exciting stuff happening with Tuna. Oh, actually, I just recorded a giveaway video for Auto Tuna because I know I'm behind, but I'm going to do these on a monthly level. So I can't say who won, but I will be posting that later today. I just did it literally this morning before the stream. But some fun stuff happening next week, hopefully for Holy Auto Tuna. Alex, nothing. I think they're giving the packs to them. What do you mean by that? What rewards did you stack up on? Reward cards? A lot of. I had bought a lot of epics and legendaries. Is where I was at. I wish I bought more General Sloans. They had max copies for $73. Whew. Morning, Kevin. What's going on? To be honest, I think next bull run they will maybe hit $50 again. So if it comes, you can talk all the ish you want. I actually don't even care anymore. That's a loss for me at this point. I'm not. If they do, that would be phenomenal. But like, I don't even care. I personally don't think that we will hit that crazy kind of FOMO, because, and here's the reason why. I don't think that the next bull run, like real bull run that could have the perfect storm elements, is going to happen until like 2025. I think that it's going to be very much in line with the Bitcoin halving. We might have a very convincing rally this year, but I do think that later in 2023, maybe even parts of 2024, are going to be brutal in some cases, especially because the rumblings for inflation, like it's not, we haven't conquered it the way that I think people are hoping that we have. But I think we can have a very convincing bear market rally this year. And I think that the next huge bull run, like macro bull run, will probably happen sometime around 2025, because that will then be, hopefully, right, the macro economy getting its legs under it again after the recession, which technically has not even started. That'll be the Bitcoin halving, right? So those two together, I think, could cause that to happen. Now, why would Jin O'Shaughnessy's not be popular, or a highly desired card by then? Well, because if we're getting Rebellion this year, and then Rebellion only goes for like 9 months or a year, that happens in 2024, which means that by 2025, we are going to have, or like in 2024 and into 2025, we will have whatever comes after Rebellion. So Jin O'Shaughnessy's will be a wild card by then, wild format card by then. So I don't think that it's going to be as highly desired by newer players, because it's like when I started playing, there was only wild, right? There was only wild. There wasn't even a modern when I started playing, but I had zero interest in buying any even untamed cards, let alone beta cards. Like why would I even bother? If I'm getting into the game and new, I'm just going to play from this expansion onwards. So I don't think there's going to be that kind of hype and demand for it in the same way. Now, can it do, like from its lows, can it do like an impressive 10x? Sure, but that'll be like 15-20 bucks. I don't think it's going to go to $50 again. I mean, the card's great, but here's the thing. There's so many other great cards out there. Which again leads me to believe that cards and as an investment just are not the, as an asset class, are not like an investment vehicle for me. And the reason is, and again, I'm telling you this completely from my own perspective, right? As soon as I saw the reward cards, the soulbound reward cards, I should say, I looked at that and I was just like, wait a second, like, these things look super powerful, and all I have to do is play the game, right? All I have to do is play the game, and over time, I will eventually level them up and be able to use them at the higher or highest levels, right? Mainly gold, dipping into diamond. That made me want to buy or max out my Chaos Legion set even less, because I was like, I could drop another $2,000 right now. But again, I don't look at that as like investing in the deck. I'm just like, I could play this game at a higher level by, dropping another $2,000 right now, or I could just continue playing at the level that I'm playing, and then I'll eventually like get cards that will be able to help me bypass all the people who have max Chaos Legion decks. So I don't know. I'm sure other people look at it differently, but just sharing my opinion. Hello, bro. Do you know if DEC is reflecting the burn? No, this is so annoying. And I was chiming in yesterday, and I don't know. I feel weird because I have a green name in Discord, and it looks like I'm complaining. So I just shut my mouth after a while. But I'm just like, it's not showing, and it's really annoying and frustrating. Because again, and it's not even on necessarily these third parties, but like take a look here. So for the longest time, I was just like, wait, we've burned how much DECB, or like we spent how much on DECB, and we still have the same amount of vouchers. Like vouchers kept going up in number, right? The supply on Peak Monsters kept increasing, even though we were burning a crap ton of vouchers. And then DEC didn't move either. We still show 3.9 million or billion. Sorry, not 3.9, 6.39 billion DEC, right? So let's see, how many batteries have we sold? So we have sold almost 400 million worth, right? So I don't know what the split is between DEC and vouchers, but you got to believe that it went down at some point. So I was looking at this yesterday while it was happening, right after the sale, and I was just so frustrated because I'm like, this does not make any sense. But see, look, rich list, now there's a DECB rich list, which is interesting. But what they haven't corrected here, so check this out, and I'm going to pull up vouchers on this one. What they haven't corrected is that there's technically they need to adjust something on here. So let's look at DEC first. If you look at DEC, we are still at 6.39 billion, even though we probably burned, I think, 100 million so far for DECB. And I forgot where I saw that number, but no, here, check it out. When you look at this, now Peak Monsters is including the null wallet. This is the burn wallet that I'm assuming maybe just popped up as a new burn wallet. I don't know what the case is, but it's holding 116 million DEC. So we burned, if my math is correct, and somebody can look at the actual blockchain or Hive transactions data, I think this is correct, right? Because I saw 100 million last time I looked. We've burned 116 million for DECB, but that's not reflecting in the full balance because the balance is including this wallet. So I think this is probably a Peak Monsters issue where they need to go in and remove this from their tracking. And that's probably going to be the same as Splinter cards, which I guess I don't have open anymore. Splinter cards. Now check out Splinter cards, for example, right? You're telling me we burned 100 million yesterday, and Splinter cards is showing that in the last 7 days we've only burned 9.83 million. So it's a reporting error, but I don't know whose responsibility this is, and I'm not trying to point fingers anywhere. I'm just saying that the data is incorrect, right? So Peak Monsters and Peak Monsters and Splinter Cards are both showing the wrong data. Now, is it on Peak Monsters and Splinter Cards to know like which account to remove, right? So in this case would be the null account. Is it on them to know and go in and manually remove that from the overall calculations? Or should this be coming, are they pulling in from like Splinterland's API data? Again, I'm not technical, so I don't understand this stuff. Somebody can probably explain it here better than I can. But is this something that Splinterland should be doing where like this wallet shouldn't even be visible in the first place? That when, Splinter Cards and Peak Monsters are pulling in, this should be removed. So that's the one for DEC. And then in vouchers, keep in mind, they created another token, right? They have the Voucher G token. So we skipped A through F, but the Voucher G token it's not like DECB. Voucher G is just to designate what is on the game or in-game, which is Voucher G, versus what is now on the SPS chain, which is awesome. We definitely want to see that being the case. So on the voucher rich list, you can see here the number 2 holder of vouchers is this validator bridge, which means everybody's vouchers, right? Before, when the DECB update came in on Tuesday, so right before the sale, there was, they created the SPS chain, and my assumption is they moved everybody's vouchers over into the SPS chain. But they have a validator bridge. So if you want to bring it into the game to spend it on something like the ECB or to buy packs or whatever the case is, you had to move it right from the SPS chain into the game. So it would convert from vouchers to Voucher G. Now, what's happening here is my assumption is that we've burned 1.4 million vouchers, but you can see here the total balance still includes the validator bridge as one of those accounts or wallets where the validator bridge is holding it. So if that makes sense, right? People who want to spend, they will send their vouchers, right, into the validator bridge. The validator bridge in game, on the SPS chain, they will send it from their wallet to the validator bridge. In game, the validator bridge will then send a Voucher G to that in-game wallet, right? So for me, it's Aftersound on both sides. It doesn't really matter, whatever your username is. So all of a sudden, like, let's say I think I sent like 10 vouchers. So I send 10 vouchers into the validator bridge. The validator bridge in-game will send me 10 Voucher G tokens, which I can go and then burn and use in the game. Now, I don't think there's anybody here tracking Voucher G, but it's just going to get super confusing with all of these different token names. So this shouldn't be included in my opinion, because this is what was burned. But the crazy thing is, it's not actually an accurate representation of what was burned. It's just an accurate representation of what's been sent from the SPS chain into the game. So let's say people sent in. So for example, like I sent in, let's say people sent in 1.443 million, right? I technically sent in yesterday to buy some DECB just to test it out. I sent in 10 vouchers. I only spent 5 of them, right? So I only spent 5 vouchers. I got 1,000 DECB just because I wanted to grab some. If I were to send that 500, if I were to send the 5 vouchers that I didn't spend back into the SPS chain, then they would be coming from the validator bridge. So this actually isn't an accurate model of what is burned necessarily. It's just an accurate model of what was sent from the SPS chain into the validator bridge. So you know what I'm saying? Like if people send in a bunch of vouchers, but then they send them back, then this number would technically go down. Like I could probably send vouchers back from in-game into the SPS chain, and this would increase by 5, right? Technically. That's my understanding. So the data is just super messy right now. And again, it's confusing. It's frustrating. I know that people are super excited and whatever, but like I was looking at this yesterday, I'm just like, this sucks, right? Like I want to see these numbers go down. And more importantly, I want to see accurate data. I want the data to be represented properly. And, I know that we're getting there, and, the team probably didn't have the resources or the Peak Monsters or whatever. So I'm not trying to like get upset. I'm just saying, like, from my own personal standpoint, because I track this stuff regularly, it's just frustrating because I'm like, it doesn't look right. People were getting so excited because we burned, we minted 400 million DECB, and I'm just like, the numbers still show that there's a shit ton of DEC out there, and all you have to do is show that, all you have to do is like realize that the null wallet Again, this is my guess. This has not been confirmed. So this is Level Up Life. This is my guess as to what is going on, right? The null wallet and then the validator bridge wallet. But nobody. The thing that bothers me is nobody's talking about this. Remember the day when like 160 million DEC just popped up out of nowhere, and then because I was talking about it here, somebody posted in map chat, and then everyone's just like, hey, yeah, this is kind of interesting. Like, what happened? What's going on? This is a little concerning. So again, I'm not saying that like I am the one like pointing this out, but yeah, like why is nobody else talking about this? I feel like we need better data. That's just me. All right, cooking some food for the fam. Let's go. Harris Ochoa, good morning. All right, now Oshana says a big magic counter. I think he will always be good because magic is heavy in the game. Indeed. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I can just ride the soulbound card wave to rank up. I do find myself wanting specific cards instead of card combos. So here's the thing, right? It changed for me. Well, actually, it was more talking with Darkest Night about like the card, or instead of like wanting I'm not a perfectionist or a collector, right? We'll call it, we'll term it that way, where I need every single card in the game, or I need every single card in a set maxed out. So that when I came into the game, that's what I wanted, but it's just like this is just a game. I don't want to be spending like thousands of dollars every single edition, right, or set that comes out. So when I was talking to Darkest Knight, he told me his strategy was the whole see what cards are important in the meta and then just go buy those, right? Don't go crazy on packs, don't go whatever. So that kind of changed my perspective, where I'm just like, what are the cards that I use the most? All right, I need those at least max for gold, and then I'll get the rest max for gold. And then I'm like, if I can stretch into diamond, what are the cards that I need to max out for diamond? And then if I can, obviously it'd be great to have a fully maxed out Chaos Legion set, but I'm not too worried about it. Nor am I like pushing for that. And then these soulbound rewards come out, and I'm just like, dude, some of these things are super powerful, and they close some of the gaps that are left in Chaos Legion, right? There were just certain cards I'm just looking at, I'm just like, oh, this is a great card that Chaos Legion could definitely use and would be a great counter to some of the Chaos Legion cards. So for me, I was just like, I'll just continue like grabbing more SPS. I'll continue grabbing other assets within the game with any extra capital, and then just play the game. All right, Pascal, what's going on? I just tested burning some DEC and it updated on null. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. So we're looking at the same thing then. Also, we thank you for your sacrifice, burning DEC. I heard Luke is learning how to program. He made a text-based game. You can't let Luke outshine you after sound. You got to learn how. Dude, Luke is awesome. Luke is already outshining me. He's a super cool dude. And I will never learn how to program. I just don't like the technical side. It's funny because I'm super into tech. I just don't ever want to like. I took one. I think I was scarred because in college I took one. I took one programming class. It was like the intro to programming. It was like level 100 class, and I literally had to cheat my way to getting a C- in there just to pass. Because I took it because I thought that I wanted to do it, and then I was just like, this is not what I want to do. I'm like, I love tech, but I think I don't know what the brain sides are. I just felt like I was much more creative side than technical side. Now the funny thing is, or not funny, but like there's a lot of cool apps out there, and maybe you guys know some actually, that allow you to learn just like the basics of programming because they gamify it, where it's just like, similar like how Duolingo does with language, where you just like play games, but you're learning a language slowly. I've heard there's a couple of different apps out there where you can actually learn how to program. Again, just basic stuff. And I actually think if I'm going to be spending more time in the tech space, whether that's crypto or, I used to do a VR podcast, which VR is, I love it. It's fascinating to me. So I'm just like, well, maybe I should like do one of those again, just casually to learn how to understand when people are talking about like these high level things. And it's funny because I'll listen to like really in-depth technical podcasts. And it's just like, I don't know what they're saying, but I find it so interesting. And I'm trying to like pick little things here and there, but I don't think I have the baseline knowledge to actually get something valuable out of it. Then you can build a dashboard that tells us all the things we need to know. Yeah, no, that's not gonna, I don't have the time for that. Chris, yo, I emailed you and didn't hear anything. Oh, my bad, man. I gotta email you back. You're Rodney, right? I think you're Rodney, and I'm not gonna say your your full email here. So I was just going through some this morning. Yeah, we'll figure something out, man. Well, you just cleared up the DEC situation for me. I don't care so much about the vouchers. Yeah, it's just I just want to make sure that when we think things are happening in the economy, they're actually happening. Right? Like my frustration yesterday was like everybody's getting super excited because we were burning all this DEC. And I was just like, as long as it's just a reporting issue, that's fine. If for any reason, like we started double counting or there was some glitch in the matrix, right? And people thought they were burning DEC, but there was actually, they actually weren't, for example, I was like, that's a big issue, right? Because this is going to be such a breach of trust and confidence, not in the team, but just in the blockchain, right? I mean, I'll be honest with you. When we found 160 million DEC the other day, or whenever it was, like, it's again, and I said it that stream. I'll say it again. Like it's stuff like that where I'm just like, dude, what is going on? It feels so shady at times, right? Like, and not in a nefarious way. It just feels like, why do we not have a grasp? Like everything should be visible on the blockchain, at least according to what I understand of the ledger system, right? Everything should be visible. So it's just a matter of reporting it. And so I don't know, when it seems like in a good way, right? Because Matt addressed it perfectly, right? So I was saying that I was like frustrated. I still am, but Matt addressed it in a great way. He took it head on, and he said that they're doing their audits now because they're trying to get the validators up online, which is important. It's just hot damn, we should have, like, this stuff should have been audited, or should be audited, like, continuously over time. It's not just, oh, we're getting the validators up now. So my hope is that these audits that are happening for the validators will be great. And I think that whether it's the team or whether it's a third party, or I would love for the DAO to contract someone. This to me is actually really, really important. Again, not because I don't trust the team, but because I think it's just important for the DAO to be invested in the accountability of the ecosystem, for there to be some kind of third party reporting that the DAO will pay for or fund or compensate, to make sure that we all have the right dashboard, right? So you know what, like for for Alex telling me to build a dashboard or learn how to code so I can build a dashboard, I don't want to do that, but if the DAO will pay me, I will learn. I just think that there's better people that we can pay to provide this as a third party for the rest of the community. And again, I just don't think the team has had the resources or maybe the motivation to go through and like make sure everything was clean. Now, obviously, with the validators coming up and all that, like they're going through and finding 160 million DEC under the couch cushions. So it's like, I just think we need someone. And if the team can't provide it, I do think that this is a worthwhile resource for the DAO to be, investing in, just for the long run. I don't think it's going to cost a lot, especially with the resources that the DAO has. And it's more so like an upfront cost, and then maybe like a maintenance cost of like, okay, well, you can have it running, you build the infrastructure for it, it's constantly checking, and then you just have someone come in like every month or every quarter and just do an audit just to make sure, like, is everything coming through cleanly? Is everything, and it doesn't even need to be something brand new, right? Like, I would gladly pay Peak Monsters or what's that called? Or Splinter Cars, or like one of these, or Splex, right? One of these third-party apps. All right, where are we at? Oh, Mitchell's saying, I'm frustrated that I can't buy these reward cards since I'm already fighting people with none. Level 1 reward cards. Oh, well, but that gives a lot of value to to me, that gives a lot of value to the reward cards. It does make it frustrating, especially like for me yesterday, I had a session where, I didn't get the percentages of reward cards that I should have gotten from my chest. But, ultimately, I think it's going to make the game much more interesting. Frustrating is fine as long as it's not like, as long as it doesn't feel like unfair, I guess. I don't know. I want there to be some kind of challenge. I want there to be some sense of progression. And I feel like I do get that from the reward cards. It's just, what sucks is that I could be making way more chess if I just stuck around in gold, right? But then you make it up to diamond, right? And I talked about this in previous videos. Just like, I could be making way more chess in gold, which means I have more shots, right, to get cards. But you have more shots at higher value cards and multipliers in diamond. So it's like, oh, where does the math work out there? Well, it's more of a game theory thing. Where does the math work out? Should I be getting like literally double the chests in gold on my dailies, and trying to take a chance with that, or should I be shooting for the higher chests and hoping for a jackpot? But the thing is with reward cards, there's not, jackpots don't matter as much unless you're getting, I guess if you were to get like, 3 legendaries or 3 gold foil legendaries in a chest, then that would be that would be a worthwhile jackpot. But I don't know. Good morning, Matthew. What is happening? Took my 1 million DECB yesterday. Nice, congrats. Yeah, I don't think for all my complaining about DEC, I very much trust the team's direction, and I think that within the year of 2023, we're not going to get items and spells, but you can already see the team is working on ways in which they want to incorporate resources and all these different things for land, right? So it's just like you will have every incentive to start working your land, leveling up your land. And if we can get that in by the end of the year, I think there's a very good chance we burn through any excess DEC. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to pull that demand up. But if you have to say, when are we pulling that demand up from with like DECB? Probably 6 to 9 months. Because, I think they said like they were trying to shoot for land in Q3, but I think it's probably closer that we're going to get it sometime in Q4. So, yeah, I mean, I think the second half of this year is going to be super interesting. Let's just put it that way. I think the second half of this year could be really, really fun for the Splinterlands economy. Again, I'm not talking Moon Boy, but I'm just saying like you're gonna have Rebellion, you're gonna have land. There could be a lot of use cases for DEC, maybe even potentially SPS. We could see the flywheel happening. There will also be tower defense in full effect, hopefully by the second half of the year. GLG will also be out. So again, what does that have to do with with Splinterlands? Not much in terms of crossover, but the ecosystems I think are still tied, at least for now, through the airdrop. Because I imagine this: when people saw how much they could earn, when people saw how much they could earn holding DEC, right? People saw that like 200% APR during a bull run. They were buying DEC even though it was so overbought. It was well above peg, right? So, and that was the airdrop. Well, now we have a different airdrop going on. We have an airdrop where GLX is in the position of SPS and SPS is in the position of DEC to a certain extent, right? You are earning GLX tokens for holding and staking DEC. So what happens, because they do exist, even though they're very much linked, they do exist in separate ecosystems. What happens if GLG, the game, comes out and actually takes off, right? Because the flywheel there doesn't have as much baggage. So all of a sudden, like, people come in, you get the interest of casuals or MLS fans. Again, you don't need that many people, right? You wouldn't even just like 1,000 people, real people coming into that game wanting to buy cards to burn GLX for GLUSD can make a significant dent in the economy just because there's not much there. So what if all of a sudden now, like, you get people coming in and GLX pops to like 50 cents or $1? Again, I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying if it does, then you get this what I called with like the DEC situation where it's not a death spiral, it's a life spiral, right? Because we were printing more DEC because the price of DEC was higher. And that just made the demand grow even more. So people kept buying and buying and buying. And obviously we've crashed down. We're paying the price now. Well, the same thing or similar thing could happen with a life spiral for GLX and SPS. Will it happen? I have no idea, because we're not in a bull run the same way that we were. But is the potential for it there? If GLX starts to take off in any way and the price shoots to 50 cents or $1, well, I don't know what the APR is right now for GLX. Let's see here. Let's just to give you guys a number, right? So we'll say like if you have 1,000 SPS staked, actually it doesn't even matter. So right now your APR is 45%. I don't know how much of that is coming in from GLX. Oh, actually, you know what? We can use deductive reasoning here. Let's go, or deductive methods. So SPS and rewards. So I think SPS is giving you a 22% return, right? So SPS and vouchers are giving you a 22% return. So if the total is 45, that means you're getting a 23% return. Oh my God. So think about it this way. You're getting a 23, I'm going to round up to 25. You're getting a 25% return just from staking SPS for GLX. GLX is currently 3 cents, 3.5 cents. Imagine if it goes to 30 cents, right? Or 40 cents. That's a 10x. So basically now all of a sudden, if GLX goes to 30 cents, the APR on SPS bumps up. Not including not for vouchers and SPS, but just for the GLX portion, it bumps up from 20% or 23% to like 250%. And now you have people wanting to buy SPS because the GLX airdrop, which goes until November, right? This is what I'm talking about, fireworks by the end of the year. That could sway people to come in. That could even sway people who only play the GLG game, who came in for the GLG game because they saw some, maybe some marketing that we're planning to do with the players. They come in, maybe they're crypto savvy, maybe they're not, but they figure it out. And they're just like, wait a second, if I want more GLX, I can go into this other game, Splinterlands. I don't need to play the game, but I can just buy SPS and get 200% return on GLX. I'm totally going to do that, right? Again, that's just a very optimistic scenario that I'm saying is not out of the realm of possibility. And we're just talking about a 30% GLX, or sorry, 30 cent GLX, 35 cent GLX, right? That's a 10x from here, which is tremendous. But the game hasn't even started yet, so we don't know what its potential is. We also don't know, the game is unproven. So before people get on the hype train, like the game actually has to prove itself and be something that attracts players on its own and not just Splinterlands players. Okay, well that was fun. let's. I gotta take a sip out of the Papa Bear cup just to make sure that we're keeping it real and keeping our feet on the ground. All right. All right. So not the Matrix. What are we talking about? Yeah, bro, I appreciate you talking about it. These used to be a boring topic for a lot of people, but it's super important. I mean, people hit. That's the thing. Like Level Up Life, and thank you. I'm glad that at least somebody out there enjoys it. The economy of the game fascinates me way more than the game itself. Like the game is fun. And I like the competitive nature of it. I don't like the botting that happens in the actual competitive parts, but my hope is that we can get to a point where there will be competitions that aren't botted, and then all of a sudden I'll start caring about it more because there's no anti-competitive behavior. But it's never been the game that really drew me in. It's been the game economy, and DEC, at least the way that the team has designed it, is the crux of all of it. And so if we don't have proper, not GLX, but DEC tracking, reporting, all of that, like there's just going to be a massive loss of like confidence for me if we just can't get it straight, right? Like if every couple of months we're going to find 100 million, 200 million DEC under the couch cushions, at some point it's going to be like, what the hell is going on here? And you think about this, and I've had private conversations with people who are trying to bring in whales into the game. I'll just say that, right? And part of it is that, right? They want to see a much cleaner, like these whales don't want to come in because they want first they want it to be easier. There needs to be better on what's that called? On ramps, which hopefully the validators will provide. But the other part of it too is just like it's not a clean ecosystem. The reporting isn't quite there, and there's no the accuracy or integrity of the information isn't quite there yet. I think we're working towards it, but when that happens and you get whales with considerable wealth, right? This is what Matt was trying to do with the Rooney project, which again, I don't want to look at that and say that it was a failure, because it all depends on what the time frame you're looking for, because NFTs weren't hot in Q4 of last year. So there could be an NFT run at some point, and if Splinterlands can get their act together in terms of getting the validators out before that happens, right? Or even like a bull market or bear market rally, convincing bear market rally that happens this year, which I think is actually very possible. Then that could show the success, right? Because we already have it there. It's already out on the shelf. So I don't judge that project harshly. In fact, I think it's going to be awesome, Rumi. Am I going out and buying more? No, I already have 3, so it's fine. But ultimately, I think that they're going to drive a ton of value. And once the NFT market does start to pick up and we can create the proper on ramps, then you get those ETH whales coming in, right? Then you get those ETH whales being like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's buy 5 million SPS. Do you think batteries will sell out or no? Yes, I think they will. I 100% think they will. Mainly because it's going to go on for, is it like 60 days or a month or whatever? I think in the next month, or even, in the next month, we're probably going to get some kind of proposal for land that will replace the land potions, right? And I don't know if this is going to come from the team or if it's going to come from the community. I've actually already been talking with some like community members who are trying to put together proposals for this. So whether it's the team or whether it's the community, I think that we're going to get something that will be more desirable than the land potions. And so when that comes in, I think that all of the heavy landholders who are holding out right now until that actually happens will come in and actually buy up the DECB. So as long as that stuff happens within the next, we'll call it 2 to 3 weeks, as long as like something is introduced within the next 2 to 3 weeks and it has a lot of positive support and momentum from the community, I think there's no chance that we run out of time to sell DECB. So I think the demand is there. I think people are just waiting. That's all. Also, what is the best estimate on when DEC reaches peg? Just curious. I would say land. So whenever land actually comes out, I think that will be the case. Now, there's a very broad window for when land phase 2, I should say. So when land phase 2 comes out, again, they're shooting for Q3. Farpetrot also said their goal is to get it out by the end of the year. So for me, it's like any time between July and December. So if it gets pushed to next year, that'll suck. But my hope is that we can get DEC to peg and to burn through any and all excess DEC by the end of 2023. I'm personally super ready for Rebellion. I'm not going to buy cards at the start. I will wait till it drops like Chaos Legion. See, and that's my approach too. And this was the difference, right? It's because I didn't have any cards when Chaos Legion came out. So that's why I went heavy on cards. But now that I have a playable deck, right? When Rebellion comes out, I'm just going to play with that deck, and I can play with it at gold. I might still be able to jump into diamond. In fact, I may be better off in diamond because of the fact that I'll have Lux. I'll have some of my legendary summoners maxed out, which will be the Jotins and Kitties of Modern at that point. So I may be doing better, right? Until people start to really level up their decks. But I think it's going to be the same kind of like super expensive hype and FOMO. But it'll be fun to watch the meta evolve with the new Rebellion cards and then be like, I got to have that card. I got to have that card. I got to have that card, right? And then maybe wait or just buy single cards off the market, which I think is the right way to go. It's just I got, 2 years ago? No, shoot, it was last year. So a year ago, that's when I was super hyped in because I didn't own anything and I wanted to stop playing in bronze. So that's why I'm staking GLX every day and growing my GLX bags as much as I can. Good move. Alex agrees. Colo Key, last bull run actually took off. SPL assets also, probably as a result of the Axie boom. I believe in PDE gaming. And that was just the first PDE gaming bump, like Bitcoin first pump. We will see more waves. Koliki, this is an interesting point because we're starting to see gameplay from a lot of games out there a lot of projects out there, I should say, that we're building games, right? You hear about the Gallopump, you see gameplay from Illuvium. I was looking at gameplay from like Wilder World and all these other things that I was following 2 years ago. And so, yeah, like granted, we're not in a macro bull, which is different, from where summer of 2021. But I can definitely see, like, if, I don't know, Gala or Illuvium or one of these other, like, top projects out there, or even, like, I keep seeing, like, Dookie Dash, which is, like, under the Bored Ape kind of ecosystem. Once we see one of these games potentially take off, that could lead to, a lot of speculation in the market, a lot of speculators coming in and being like, ooh, what's the next game to pop? Because if I remember correctly, Axie popped off in like July of 2021, right? We hit the big crash because it was kind of like a double top for Bitcoin in 2021. I think we hit the top in April or early May, and then the Elon Musk energy tweet energy fund came out, and then we crashed down hard, right? For end of May and June. And then we were still down, but in July is when Axie popped, and people were just like, "Wow, what's this whole gaming metaverse PD stuff?" And it was like July onwards, which is why it was so serendipitous. Like for SPS to come out in July, I don't think people recognize, even the team recognizes. Maybe they do, but like how amazingly coincidental it was that you airdrop your token right at the beginning of the Axie boom, right? That to me was like tremendous timing that I don't think can ever be repeated again, because that just drove everybody in. Why? Because the APRs were so incredible. GLX did the same thing, right? GLX APRs were what's that called? GLX APRs were like in the thousands of percent for staking SPS. Had that happened in a bull run, I think we would have seen both SPS and GLX pop off. I think we got to like a 30-cent GLS. If we had been in a macro bull or whatever the case is, and we were still like having that or a rally or something, and it wasn't launched in a bear market, I think we would have seen like a $3 GLX when it first came out, because people would have seen that and just been like, dude, this is crazy, right? Like the APRs here are insane, but we weren't. So there's that. Good morning, Aaron. Good to see you here. Let's go. Last Summoner. What are we thinking for stats? I don't know. I actually genuinely have no idea. The fact that we have like no information on it either. We haven't seen a picture or any artwork or sketches of artwork. We haven't seen a name or heard a name. I don't know. I just hope that we get it when we actually cross. The only thing that I can think of is that maybe there's still a lot of back and forth going on between the designer and the creative team, because the creative team has actually been super on top of all of the other ones. So I don't think that it would be like a Splinterlands bottleneck. Maybe it's a bottleneck with actually like getting the summoner or the designer to do the thing. Luthian's in the house. What's going on, Luthian? Rebellion late 2024. Nah, no way, dude. There's no way. Like packs are still the main way that the company makes money. There's no way they're going to push that to 2024, in my opinion. Right? Like, I mean, if you can make a crap ton of money earlier, why wouldn't you do that? So I think we'll see anywhere between like a 3 to 6 month period without packs. But if we sell out by March 21st or 31st, which again, that date is starting to creep up significantly. So if we sell out by sometime in March or burn out by sometime in March, I think the latest we would see Rebellion would be early Q4. When do you think SPS node licenses price will get appreciated? Right now, I'm at a loss. Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I bought in during that hype and FOMO as well when tranche 1 was selling out. So I'm at a loss. It sucks. When it's going to happen, I have no idea. But I mean, okay, so from a time perspective, I have no idea. From just a logistical perspective, the only time it's going to go up in value is when SPS goes up in value. And the working narrative right now is that SPS is going to go up in value when the EC is at peg and we're burning SPS, and there's consistent demand for SPS because we're burning a ton of DEC and there's not enough DEC. So there's several things that need to happen. Like validators going online is cool, but that'll also just increase the cost and eat into my profits essentially, right? For that, whatever little profits I have right now or passive rewards I'm earning. So you really need SPS to go up and more importantly, stay up. It can't be crashing down into like the 3-cent range. And so, I hope that we're going to get some kind of run that will pop SPS off to moon-like numbers. But of course, we'll know that's not necessarily sustainable. And then we crash down to something higher than 3 cents. But in that time frame, people will see, in that kind of euphoria, people will see SPS or, node licenses as a good deal again, and they're going to ape in. And, in that way, right? Like it's, can you buy it off the market now for $1,000? Yes, you can. versus buying at the store, which is like 5,000 if you don't have the vouchers, whatever it's, or if you have the, I mean, vouchers are like a joke. So it's like what, 2,500. So, until we start to see a lot of the other things start to rise, basically, there are people selling and trading their licenses around now for like $1,000. So if we start to see the value of SPS rise, meaning the rewards from SPS are getting better, and I'm not including vouchers here because vouchers are, again, a joke. So it doesn't matter what the voucher value is. Voucher will always just be a coupon. I'm going to always value vouchers at 0 because we're printing them to infinity, and they'll always just be a coupon. So when I think about the price of tranche 2, which is what we're in right now, it's $2,500, right? Because it's $2,500 worth of SPS, and then you get vouchers for free, or you buy them for like 10 cents, and you get $2,500 off. So the real value, or the real price tag on store-bought vouchers is $2,500 right now. And then, so if we start to increase the value of SPS over time, you're going to have less and less people trading or selling their licenses on the secondary market because they want to receive those rewards, right? They want the SPS that they're getting is starting to have value now, and the increase overall in, and actually, this is actually a great thing to bring up here. Let's go to, and this isn't going to be fully accurate, but if we go to licenses, like look at this, right? Or they're at 1,100 now. But there's only 4 of them on the market. Now, that's not to say that if license prices go higher, more of them can pop up, especially if people who bought early are trying to take a profit, which, is fine. But you can see that the liquidity for licenses at this price point are drying up. Now, if SPS increases a little bit, or if people buy through, like let's say I want to go and buy a license now for, what is it, $1,300, and I have no intention of selling because I just want to get the rewards, well, there's one less and one less and one less. And so once that liquidity dries up, the secondary market value will start to increase. And it's really not until the secondary market value is either at or above that 2,500 that people will start buying them from the store again. So it really is how soon we can get SPS's value. Luthien, I've seen artwork. Oh, for the Dragon Summoner? Nice. Was it cool? Do we still get GLX for staking SPS? Yes, and that'll be going until November. I know, true, but Battle Pass. Yeah, man, I love the Battle Pass idea. It just doesn't seem like it's anywhere on the team's roadmap right now, but hopefully we can get it added in with enough community sentiment. If you don't sell, you haven't lost anything. Sure, it's a paper loss, Fenstein, but you are absolutely right. Good morning, Brand Talk. They turned around an entire set for the reward cards in the middle of everything else going on. Rebellion shouldn't be a problem. Yes, so Brand Talk, so this is actually a great point. I don't think that them pushing back Rebellion is going to be the cards and the stats, whatever, aren't ready. I think they want to see just how FOMO and euphoria the market can get, because we experienced some ridiculous stuff in 2021 when there was nothing available in the store. And if I was the team, right, from a business perspective, there's a balance there. It's just like, this stuff is coming and we can drop at any time. But how much scarcity can we drive within the market to get these assets up, right? How many people can we attract into the game because the asset values are increasing? And then if you make it in a way where Aggie is designing, or not Aggie, but Aggie's trying to design, I should say, the Rebellion set, if it comes out, and he was talking about this in Mav Chat earlier today, if it comes out, let's just for all intents and purposes, let's say it comes out in October, right? October 1st is the release date. So if it comes out in October, and it's going to run for 9 months, right? Over that 9 months, the way that he's trying to design is that every day we burn some, right? So let's say you do the math on 9 months. I think it said like 9 million packs, right? So let's say they do 9 million packs over 9 months. So every day you're burning, we won't even do it every day, but we'll say like every month you should be selling like 1 million packs. Well, if we get to that point where it's just like there's a constant burn either every day, every week, or every month, where it's just like, okay, after the first month, how many packs have we sold? 2 million? Okay, nothing gets burned. At the end of the second month, how many packs have we sold? 2.5 million? Okay, nothing gets burned. But once we get to the third month, right, and there's a massive drop off because people already have the packs that they want. Now, all of a sudden, in month 3, we will have sold 2.7 million. But at the end of month 3, they're like, okay, 3 million packs should have been bought or burned. And since there's not, we're going to burn 300,000 packs. So then you get to month number 4 and there's only 6 million packs available, right? And then however many you sell or buy, whatever is not sold, whatever you buy, whatever is not sold, will be burned. It seems like that's the way that he's trying to go to keep that kind of momentum going, so that we don't just have like a ton of packs sitting around for a while. And the best part for all the players in the game is that there will be some kind of schedule for when we can expect the legendary summoners. I think a lot of people lost interest in the game throughout 2022 because it's just like, oh, we got the first couple of airdrops, and then it's just like pack buying dropped off a cliff, and it's like, I don't know when we're gonna get the next airdrop, right? But now it's like there's always going to be something to look forward to in that kind of model, rather than just putting in fatigue rounds the way that they did for Chaos Legion. You have the constant burn that's going on. It's just like, okay, like even if I'm not buying any packs, or if nobody's buying packs, we're just going to continue burning, and I can expect the next legendary summoner or next legendary airdrop at this date or at this month, whatever the case is. So I think it'll keep people engaged much longer. And there's just something about it being time limited. So I'm very much for the team doing this. Now, there's actually already a model that I think we can expect for Rebellion, which is the GLG pack sale, right? The initial GLG pack sale. To me, the way that they're doing that, I think, is going to be very much in line with how they're going to do the SPS, or not SPS, but the Rebellion pack sale. And in fact, if you guys will humor me, let's do GLX white paper. Oh, you know what? I want the GLG white paper. Can we go to? Yeah, let's go to white paper. Oh, where's the goals one? Goals. There we go. So just to give everyone like an idea, right, in case you're not following the GLG project, and actually there might be a lot of people that aren't. So here is the pack sale, right? You can buy, there's like a pre-sale, there's like 1 million packs. You can buy, them in the pre-sale for like $5, and then pre-sale 2, you can buy them for $10, but there's a 50% discount with GLGT. Then it goes to the general sale, right? And the general sale is what I'm talking about, where like we'll just be burning X amount per month, where you can buy the packs for half off using, we'll call it a voucher for Splinterlands. But then there is an extended card sale or extended sale where all of a sudden the price of packs jump up to $15. And then if you want to buy them, they will. You can get a $7.50 price or off with GLGT. But at the end of the day, you still need to spend $7.50. And then, of course, at the end, the last 1.5 million packs, they go for $25, which is absurd, right? But $25, and then you can use a GLGT, aka voucher, to get half off. So you will be able to buy it for $12.50. Now, what would that do for Splinterlands specifically? Or I mean, just anything? It's going to keep the pack sales or the pack prices on the secondary market actually competitive with what's available in the store. So imagine if once we had hit like 12 million packs or even 10 million packs, the price in store had jumped up from 4,000 DEC to 6,000 DEC. Well, you would have seen the secondary packs, packs on the secondary sale increase in value. And what does that do to the cards then? Well, if the pack value goes up, the card value goes up. And those two are just like interlinked, right? So to me, I think that this is actually a great way to do it. And the only reason they didn't do it with Chaos Legion is because they had already started, they had already started it off and couldn't like redesign it or restructure it without probably doing some major DAO vote, right? But I don't think people would have gone for that. They would have just gone for the pack burning, which we ultimately did. So I can see that being a template for the future of Rebellion. Skins are funny. Yep. Buy SPS and vouchers, in my opinion, to hold and buy nodes once they cost less than 5K SPS. 5 vouchers. I believe that SPL economy will snowball fast once it pops off. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. the thing is, you look at every chart for like anything, right? You look at every chart, and it is always an exponential up, right? But then it's a long, drawn out process down. I mean, I don't need to show you, but I was like, you could look at literally any chart, like the hype and FOMO and euphoria. Now, the question then becomes, before people get too excited here, is when does that snowball happen, right? And I don't think anybody would be good at putting a guess out. Like, nobody knows, and anybody telling you when it's going to happen is lying to you, right? So just always be aware of that. Anybody who's trying to say like we're SPS is gonna hit this, or we're gonna get there by this time, just realize that they're lying to you, and they are trying to hype you up and probably dump their bags on you. No, I mean, people aren't that evil, but it's just like nobody knows, right? So anybody who's talking in certainty is just literally pulling it out of their butt. People ask me for like predictions all the time, and I really don't like to give them, but I try to give what I think could lead to it and some general timeframes if we were to hit it. So, even somebody was asking me earlier, like when will like SPS go up, or when will DEC reach peg? I think it'll reach peg once we have land, mainly because land is going to burn through a ton of DEC. Will it be enough? I mean, I don't know. I hope so. But there's also a chance that, the market could be in a worse place, and all the landholders are like, I don't think I want to sink another, $1,000 or tens of thousands of dollars into land right now. I'm going to wait until the market recovers a little bit, but you never know. I'm super bullish on vouchers long term. I know you are. I worry for you, my friend. Luthien, we'll be right back. At least at only 10 cents. It isn't like I'm investing 25K Bitcoin, though I love Bitcoin too. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, I have way more confidence in Bitcoin at 25K than I have in vouchers at 10 cents. So, because Bitcoin has a use case. Now, vouchers, I shit on vouchers too much, but vouchers do have vouchers do have a use case. It's just the demand for them is not there right now. So hopefully we will see that demand come in. How bullish are you on SPS? What's your price? Oh, see, look, I'm definitely not going to do this, Larry McNary. What's your price prediction for end of 2023, 2024, and 2025? We can look back at this video in 3 years. Love your stream. Well, I appreciate that, Harry. I just don't want to be that guy that's like putting out predictions out there. I've made videos in the past, not predicting, but analyzing the possibility of like SPS to reach certain price targets, right? Mainly like $1, because that was our previous all-time high. So, if I can say this, do I think SPS can hit $1 again? Yes, I do. I don't have a time frame for that. Would I love for it to be this year? Absolutely. Why not? Like, I would absolutely love for it to be this year, but I don't have a time frame for that. And I think there's just too many moving pieces that are both micro, meaning in-game, and then macro, like, headwinds and economy and all that, to be able to make any kind of prediction for where we'll be. Now, I've already told you, so the closest that I'm going to get to telling you is, or answering your question is, I think that in the second half of this year, whether it is through rebellion or whether it is through land or a combination of both, I think we can eat through a ton of DEC. Now, even assuming that we don't get any new players, like let's imagine worst case scenario and let's ignore everything that's happening in the macro. In the case that we don't get new players, I still think that there's going to be demand for this stuff from people that are playing this game and have been playing this game for a while, which includes myself, right? Like, I do plan on buying into Rebellion and getting some cards and playing the game because I enjoy it from a game perspective. So between land and Rebellion, I think we can eat through a lot of that DEC. But keep in mind, we not only need to eat through a lot of DEC, we also need to eat through a lot of SPS, meaning we need to burn a ton of SPS to get that price up there, right? And I always like to say this, like, burning is really just a marketing tactic used by a lot of the crypto projects at the end of the day, because burning doesn't do anything for demand. It's just a supply thing. So sure, we will need to burn a lot to reduce the supply, but we'll also need to increase demand. Now, what's nice about the way that the tokenomics are designed, which is similar to why Luna popped off, so I do have a lot of faith that this can work in the same flywheel kind of way, is if and when we burn through a lot of that DEC, hopefully in the second half of 2023, we will be able to start burning SPS regularly to get DEC, right? So if and when in order to, let's say, level up my guild or level up my land, if I need to go out and buy DEC for that, and I can't buy DEC because DEC is above peg or there's not as much on the market, so it's like kind of hovering around there, I will buy with fiat, for example, right? I will buy with fiat SPS to burn for DEC. So what will that be doing? It'll be creating a consistent demand for SPS, which is not there right now. People who are buying SPS are probably speculating, right? Myself included. People who are buying SPS are probably just speculating, and there's no like full utility for it. But what they're going to try to do is give all that utility to DEC, and once we've eaten through the DEC, that utility for DEC will transfer into SPS, because in order for me to spend DEC, I need DEC. In order for me to get DEC, I'm going to need to buy SPS. So any kind of fiat that I'm getting or any kind of like other rewards that I'm getting within the game, I will be converting that to SPS. And so if I'm buying that constantly, and it's not just me, but it's all the other, 100,000, 10,000 players in the game that are constantly playing the game, and we're buying it because we continuously want to level up. We want to use it in the market, whatever the case is. That will create that constant buy pressure on SPS. So in a way, I wouldn't be surprised, and this is the farthest I'll go with a prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if in the second half of, we'll just say 2023 in general, right? But starting maybe in the second half of 2023, it's not going to be that crazy euphoria where we jump up. Not yet. I think there might be just a slow and steady grind where SPS goes from 3 cents to 4 cents to 5 cents, right? 6 cents. But there's not that like wave of demand that comes in. But if we do that for 2023, maybe even all of 2024, then when we hit the next bull run and people are looking for games and people are looking to throw what I call dumb money around, right? We're all guilty of it, right? You just, that project seems like it's popping off. Let me throw some money at it, which is what we were all doing in 2021. When dumb money comes around for that, that's when we see that exponential, right? Now, where we start the exponential from is where it could get interesting, right? How much can the economy and the game eat through on its own before that wave of euphoria comes in? Because if that, if we just are in a steady cycle and we just, go from 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 cents, and then that euphoria comes in, well, that euphoria will take us from 10 cents to $1. But if over time, because we're slowly getting more players in and we're spending more and burning more SPS and all that, and we go in a, sideways market from, for SPS, from like 3 cents to 10 cents to maybe 50 cents by like next year or something. Well, when that euphoria wave comes in, it's not going to take us from 10 cents to $1. It's going to take us from 50 cents to $5, right? So again, I have no idea, but I just like the idea. I just like the fact that starting in the second half of this year, there's going to be way more significant DEC burns. And if that leads to more SPS burns, then we can start the flywheel. But, think about it as like any kind of like machine. It's going to start slowly before it really, really takes off. But the problem is we can't even start it right now because there's just too much DEC out there in the mix. If you're enjoying this, thank you, Kolaki. I appreciate you for that. Don't tell me how to live my life. Pre-sale is 6 months long. Isn't that just a regular for sale? Were you talking about GLX? No, pre-sale was not 6 months long. I don't know what we're referring to there. Ouch, voucher burn. When can we use DECB for guild donations? I'm behind my guild donations waiting for DECB. I don't know, but I was really hoping that would be available now or like on launch. I have no idea. My hope is that they can get it implemented before the end of Q1. If they don't get it in Q1, I'm just like, that's a little too long to make people wait. But again, keep in mind, there might be some elements within like guild alliances that come out in Q2, and maybe they're just going to wait until they overhaul guilds and guild alliances and allow DECB for that. So my hope and my dreams are that we get it in Q1. But if we have to wait until Guild Alliances come out in Q2, it might be a little bit. So just level setting expectations is all. I'm probably on the wrong channel, but I'm personally very bullish. In the future is the most exact time frame that has been given so far. McNary, Luna. Who is buying Luna Classic? Man, watching that happen in real time, where Luna like goes down 99.9% and then does 100x from the bottom up, was insane to watch. That was insane. What's going on, Techie? Good to see you here. Larry, are you going to make the pumpkin costume a staple of your Halloween streams? Maybe, if people want it. I mean, I can also do other costumes. I was a pumpkin this year, so we'll see what my Halloween costume is for next year. So if I have a better Halloween costume, then I'll wear that. I did matching pumpkins with my son, so that's why I had a pumpkin costume. So we'll see if we do something different next year, because he'll probably be too big for the baby pumpkin thing. I will be buried in debt by then, huh? I think I'll start donating this weekend. Okay. Demand and utility will not raise SPS price. Growing the DAO will give SPS intrinsic value and drive prices. I actually fundamentally disagree with that, ICFlow. I think demand and utility is exactly what we need for SPS to go up. We need to drive people to buy it for anything other than speculation. So the two things that pop into mind for me outside of the whole DEC flywheel are the upcoming CP requirements. Sorry, not CP cards, but the replacement of CP for SPS staking. Shoot, what was the second one? All right, well, at least that's the main one coming in. Hold on, wasn't there something else that's going on with SPS recently? All right, well, whatever. Aside from the SPS flywheel, I think the CP requirements going away in favor of SPS staking requirements could be a big one. But shoot, what I had something else in mind. Hold on, let me pull up the let me just pull up the roadmap, because I just looked at it and I said, oh, that'd be cool for SPS utility. Oh man, the eye candy channel is so backed up. Oh, roadmap, where are you? Oh, actually, I think it was in the official announcements, right? Where they dropped the roadmap last month. Wow, how far back was this? Oh, there we go. Well, when was it? Oh, January 11th. All right, so Q2, they have the ranked battle. So replace CP requiring with staking requirement. Shoot, I guess that was it. Oh, you know what it was? I remember what it was now. The other thing was Gene Pool's proposal. So we can actually go check it out here. Again, this isn't necessarily like an ongoing thing. Right now, it's just a one-time thing. But if it's successful, so SPS DAO mints promo card for SPS stakers, right? And the whole point of this was giving benefits to people who are staking like X amount of SPS, right? I think for every 1,000 SPS you're staking, you'll receive some kind of promo card, which is different than the vouchers. But I kind of like it. It is encouraging people to stake SPS for other things rather than just vouchers. And so what that does, then, you still get the benefit of vouchers for all of the other things. But if there's specific things required, if there's specific things given away only to people who are staking SPS, I actually don't think that infringes on the whole voucher thing. There's enough like stuff out there that you can do with vouchers. Excuse me. So if we were to get some kind of like promo card and it ends up being successful, then I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see this more regularly. Yeah, so this was the second thing. So I don't know what the status of this is. Obviously, it passed sometime in January or end of January. But yeah, this and the upcoming staking requirements in favor of CP, I think will be pretty big. Vote power. Okay. Alex, you're funny. SPL has a 5-minute delay again. What does that mean? In playing? I haven't run a game yet, so I don't know. Or maybe, are we seeing, what's the bot situation like? It seems like they came back, not in full force, but they definitely came back. We see battles are back up. And we see the numbers aren't quite there. I mean, we did almost hit 200,000. But now we're back down to 150. So this has been an interesting thing to watch for sure. Let's do 6 months. So, well, what we don't have in here was like the 400 to 500,000 daily active players from last May that we dropped down to. And then we were kind of in this, 177, 180 range for a bit. And then where was it? To start off the new year, it's interesting that there's like more players coming in. I don't know if this is the announcement of like soulbound cards or whatever the case is, but then once soulbound cards actually came in, we went from, 200,000 daily active users on average in the month of January down now to, we're doing like 150K or less most days. So actually, if I were to look at, let's just say, what's the date today? Let's just look at the last 14 days, which includes some in January, but come on, Splinterlands, our Peak Monsters. All right. Oh, is this part of the delay? Maybe the node, something's going on with the node. Once TD game goes live, have you heard? Oh, here's another thing. Once the TD game goes live, have you heard how much importance SPL assets will impact game player earnings? I have no idea. But to what I was just talking about earlier with SPS staking, or SPS staking, but SPS utility, if there's a requirement to do that for tower defense, that could be interesting too. Only for newer players though, right? Because like I already have SPS staked, and if I want to play tower defense, I'm just going to play it on the main account that I already have stuff staked. But if there's new players who come in new players who come into the game and need to stake SPS, and they just want to play tower defense, that could bring in a whole new audience. The supply is too high for demand to push prices, and same with utility. Growing the DAO will raise the SPS market cap. I see, Flo, maybe I'm just not understanding what you're saying here. I mean, I do understand it. I agree with you that growing the DAO will raise the SPS market cap, but I disagree with you when you say that other things like utility for actual players won't increase the supply. Demand and utility for players, I think, will do the same exact thing. I'm not saying that the DAO won't help. I'm just saying that both, like these two can both be true. Two things can both be true. All right, so now that we have, so now we got the 14 days. So you can see here, we're 180,000, right? So we definitely dipped down. And again, this includes too much from January, because look at how high we were in January. And then February 1st, January 31st is when the soulbound rewards come in. So, okay, just to get this. Yeah, okay, so look at this. Over the last week, which I think is more accurate. Sure, we've had days where we pop up, but on the whole, our average for the past week is down to 150,000. So we went from 500,000 daily active players during the height in 2021. Then in May of 2022, with the new ranked rewards, we went down to like 400,000 players. I'm sorry, we went from 400 to 500 down to like the 200 range. And then obviously that kept dropping, I think, because people were leaving the game. And now we've gotten to a point where we went back up to that 200, but are now down to like 150. But I would say that, the accounts that are here are ones that are planning to stick around for the long haul, whether they're bots or not, right? Because the value extraction, immediate value extraction from the game has been nerfed quite a bit, and will take another hit when packs are no longer available, when chaos packs. So that actually could be an interesting approach to maybe not vote for the proposal, because then it's just like, well, the only thing that bots can get will be SPS. But I'm not as worried about it, because at the end of the day, like, packs are somewhat scarce. So hi all, love the title after sound. Any excuse for a chat? When I make the titles, I just literally like whatever comes to mind first. So, and if I can't think of anything, then it's usually something generic like pre-weekend hype or whatever. But yeah, today there was something to celebrate. Only 10% left to Chaos League. On the blockchain, there's a delay warning in peak monsters. Okay, thank you for letting me know. SPL TV is dead again. AWS issues. Oof. Like the new proposal idea for stablecoin buy. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm glad you like it. I'm thinking of approaching Splex or Gene Pool. I'll be honest, I don't want to pay 100,000 DEC, but if people think it's a good idea, and Splex is willing to fund it, I'll be all for it. You got to remember that bot programs have to update every time they do major changes. Most likely why you see that dip every time. Yeah, no, that makes sense, Alex. So I'm actually expecting them to come back, not in the same force, but like what would make sense, similar to how the rank rewards in 2022 essentially just forced bots to consolidate. I think they're going to consolidate again, because I think you're going to see that the rewards at the higher levels, like the multipliers at Diamond and Champion or even Gold, are going to be way better than playing all these bots in Bronze. So we saw all the bots in Bronze essentially like go offline. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come back, but there's fewer of them playing in Silver, Gold, maybe even Diamond, right? Because I'm actually seeing a lot of, like, for example, I'm seeing a lot of Gold level decks in Diamond when I'm playing Diamond. And in fact, I even saw a Silver deck the other day, right? So I'm assuming that some of these were consolidated. Maybe they have some powered summoners, like getting, some powered splinters, right? So it's just like they'll have like a gold, like 3 of the splinters that are maxed for gold, and then 3 of the splinters are maxed for silver. That way that they can kind of take advantage of both gold, and then if they push to diamond because of ratings inflation, which is still very much a thing, then that'll be something that they can take advantage of. But yeah, I played against a level 4 summoner, I don't know, yesterday sometime. Have you already talked about the 250k CL pack that the team took off the market? I did. We opened up with that. But if you have any extra thoughts, Skyer, definitely down to talk more. When Validator is going to be up and airdropped? When they're going to be up, I have no idea. I would guess sometime, hopefully in Q2. Although, hold on. No, in Q2. Okay, I saw the roadmap up here. So they're trying to get it live internally. And actually, in a recent town hall, they talked about this, that they wanted to get it live internally. Now, in Q2, they have it set up for, or they're estimating that in Q2, they're going to get the testnet live. And then in Q3, they have the mainnet live. So those are their estimations. So I would say probably don't expect it until sometime in the second half of the year for it to go live. But the airdrop may actually happen in the next couple of weeks here, before the end of the month, or sorry, before the end of the quarter, because it sounds like they want to get that sale out. And I think I wouldn't feel good about it if they did the sale and said, we're going to tell you how many you're going to get airdropped afterwards. That would feel kind of meh to me. I would hope that, because I want to know how many I'm going to get airdropped. And then based on how many I'm going to get airdropped, do I want to buy more? So they have every incentive not to tell me and to play on my FOMO and hype. And I have every incentive to wait, because I want to know how much I'm going to start with versus how much I want to get. And actually, I'll tell you right now, I do want to have a GLS node, and I think I have enough as Splinterlands nodes that I should be able to get at least one. But if for some reason I'm not going to even be able to get one, then maybe I'll think about buying it. But aside from that, I think just grabbing GLX is going to be good enough for me. I'm not even grabbing GLX, just holding holding SPS. It's gonna be good for me. Demand is not the only thing that pushes price up, period. No demand equals zero value, no matter the size of the DAO. Utility increase demand, which increases price. Demand is not the only thing that pushes price up. Well, sure. You're right about that, Harry. But it's supply and demand. So there's two sides to that equation. If there's demand but supply outweighs it, then that's not going to push the price up. But the idea is to reduce the supply, right? That's the whole part of burning, right? So if we reduce the supply, or the supply essentially goes to zero, then demand will automatically push price up. And I think that's the whole point of the flywheel, is that if you have a scarce asset and there's ways in which you can spend it and burn it and remove it, and the only way then to get new ones is to burn SPS. So we're talking about DEC and SPS. Then, yeah, I don't know. Aaron Kennedy, yeah, I play a gold deck in Diamond. I mean, I do too. So I have my deck is mainly gold. My rare summoners are all gold. Actually, no, I did get my Kelly at a level 7, but I am able to play in like low, sometimes even Diamond 2 with just Lux Vega maxed out and Quicks maxed out. And then it's like, if I have to use the lower level summoners, I will. But what's nice is that the way that my deck is set up now to be able to play in low Diamond, is I have a maxed Quicks, a Lux, which I think that's what gives Lux its value. And then the rest of my summoners being like primarily gold. The rest of my cards, Chaos Agent cards, being primarily gold. I don't have very many Rift Watcher cards, and whatever I do have, I think I'm even renting out. But I play with a maxed reward card set, which is still relatively cheap in my opinion. So, yeah, that's just the kind of build up of my deck, or build out of my deck that's allowing me to play there. If anybody wants to try and achieve that too. I don't know about the whole crypto market, but I definitely feel Splinter's community sentiment has changed since they cut a ton of employees, including Clove and Bulldog. 2 reasons I'm here. Are you saying changed for the better, changed for the worse after cutting those employees? It would seem fair a 1-to-1 for those who hold the nodes since they bought them. Afterwards, all that sell will not get an airdrop. So here's the thing. When it comes to that, let's take a look at this real quick. And I have no idea, of course, right? Or no inside information, nothing. All I'm trying to say is, when you look at licenses, they want, or at least their tranche. Oh, they don't have. Oh, there's going to be 60,000 licenses, right? That's what they're in their mind. They only need 60,000 licenses to be able to move forward. Did somebody buy another license full price? I think they did. So we've only sold 5,000, a little bit more than 5,000. And when I think about 5,000 out of 60,000, I don't know, I can't do that math in my head. It's less than 10%. But if you were to do a 1-to-1 ratio, you would eat up like less than 10% of the validator license nodes. So what I'm trying to say is, if they're planning to do 60,000 for GLS as well, and you just give it 1-to-1 right now, you're taking less than 10%. You're rewarding the Splinterlands community and the people who bought into licenses. You're rewarding them very well, so they're all going to be super happy about it. And you don't eat too far into the licenses for GLX, which again, it's tied to the Splinterlands community right now. But keep in mind, there is an end date on that, right? That it's going to be November. Whenever the airdrop ends. At that point, these will be two somewhat, obviously related, but not interconnected economies in the way that they are right now. So unless they decide to keep like airdropping stuff to Splinterlands holders within that game, but I mean, that stuff would have been covered on the roadmap already, right? Yeah, I would think that if they do like a land sale, for example, it's not going to be based on how much land you hold in Splinterlands. Like that, at that point, it would just start to be its own thing. Yeah, so how's your LP positions looking? I mean, up actually. Well, they're looking good. The problem is that like when I got in or when I entered into LP positions, SPS was probably closer to like 6-7 cents. So in a way, the overall value is down. But I entered into the LP like the BNB and well the ETH positions. I entered into those with just like a long term time frame, right? Just gonna earn something from them. So I'm not too worried about the impermanent loss on that because whether it's ETH or even Hive, like I'm planning to hold those until the next bull run in 2025, hopefully. But what's nice is getting into the stablecoin pairs, right? So BUSD and DEC, because I got into that when DEC was down at like 600 Splintoshi. So now that DEC is up, I didn't get the full benefit, but my overall LP position is higher because the impermanent loss worked out in my favor. I don't care about how much DEC or BUSD I actually have individually. I care about what the US dollar equivalent of it is. And so, you get into the pair, you get into the LP when it's lower. Sorry, DEC is well below peg. And the closer and closer it gets to peg, I'm getting half of the return, but I'm also getting the benefits of, the rewards the entire time. Finally maxed out my seal. Ooh, congrats. That's awesome, actually. Next will be Rift Watchers. Let's go. I almost got into champ last season with 0 diamond level card. Whoa, what? I mean, are you just an amazing player? You're playing with gold level cards and you almost made it to diamond? I mean, it's either me or my bot sucks because like the highest I can make it is into diamond 1. The sentiment is way better now. When they cut a bunch of people were questioning the longevity, asking about runways. Now it's back to business as usual as it's been for 5 years, not going anywhere. Yeah, I mean, look, I will say that the sentiment at the end of last year was really, really tough, right? It was capped off by the layoffs, and then it was just exacerbated by the holidays, right? Because the team is going on break. The whole world is kind of shutting down for like 6 weeks towards the end of the year, right? Once, or at least here in the US, once Thanksgiving hits, usually in the last week of November, like nobody's like really working in December. A lot of people are taking time off, so there just wasn't much happening right at that time, and so I think we ended on like a really negative sentiment in November, and then it just was allowed to fester for like 6 weeks until we got to the new year. But since the new year, I commend the team for doing a tremendous job, in my opinion, of just like releasing stuff to keep the game fresh every week, whether it's some new rule sets, whether it's something big like the soulbound cards, DECB, like every release there's been something for us to talk about, something for us to get excited about. I think there was maybe like 1 or 2 releases where it's just like meh, whatever, right? And it's not gonna be for everybody, right? Like the gladiator tournaments, whatever, was like a big one in January, but if you don't care about gladiators or the gladiator cards being in tournaments, then it didn't affect you. But it was something that the team worked towards, and I think that will only continue to grow. Something like the gladiator tournaments, right? That will only continue to grow over time in its utility and its popularity and all that. So I don't know what to expect for the next couple of weeks here, because we got DECB. DECB was actually set up in the last week of January, but we got the card editions. So that's going to be cool for tournaments and brawls. Not for this brawl cycle, but for the next brawl cycle. So I don't really know what we get over the next couple of weeks. I'm blanking right now. Oh, actually, you know what? I have the roadmap up. So let's see. Land. I think we're probably going to get some kind of map enhancement for land, because that's the next thing, right? So we got the market. The other 2 things we'll need: the map enhancement and then surveying. I don't think surveying is probably going to be ready until the end of Q1. Everybody keeps saying to expect that by the end of Q1, but there is an intermediate step, which is map enhancements, and I would expect that. Hopefully, I would hope for it, not expect it, sometime in February. So that could be coming in one of the major updates. Which again, will people care about? I don't know. Probably, maybe, probably not. Or some people will care about it for like a hot minute, and be like, that's cool. But that's a big step towards land, and we need that. The other thing that they have for Q1 is season rentals. That could be cool, but I don't know. We haven't heard anything about that, so I'm gonna push that to March. Group editions by set, we just got that. DECB, we just got that. Validators internally. Oh, they have SPS delegation on the roadmap for Q1, but they also have SPS delegation on the. Oh, this is two separate things. Okay, so they have SPS delegation set for Q1. I don't know where that's at, but the two things that they have for SPS validators in Q1 are validator nodes live internally. I think we're close to that. We may have even gotten it. They're not going to make a big deal. Actually, they might make a big deal about it, but it doesn't affect us in any way, right? This is just them running it internally. But SPS delegation could be something that comes in hopefully by the end of Q1. And then new cards, we got the Soulbound Reward cards, quarterly promo card sale. I would assume that's going to come sometime in but in March, because they did Salty Bear at the end of the year, so we can count that as like a Q4 2022 promo card. So the next one we'll get will probably be sometime March or mid-March. And then we got new rule sets, league rating point changes, and then 3 rule sets per battle. So we've gotten a bunch of new rule sets. We've gotten 3 rule sets per battle. The league rating point change is something that we haven't gotten. So yeah. But what's not included on here is any of the tower defense stuff. And I would have to imagine, because there's going to be like integration. And this is something that David from Double Coconut said on the last town hall. Like, there's going to have to be some kind of integration where they upload the code or do something. You can tell how non-technical I am, but they get the code into the Splinterlands game itself. So that may be one of the big updates that we get in in February, maybe March. But I don't know. So if they're going to split it out into a beta and then the full game release, and they're trying to get the full game release out in Q1, the full game release will definitely need to be on the website. But I wonder if the beta may not need to be, right? You're not earning, you're not whatever. You can just go to a private test server that Double Coconut is running. So that could be the case. But maybe they'll want to have that available for release on the actual website. I don't know. All right. Aaron's asking, how many packs are people opening after the last airdrop card? I plan on opening 200 to 300. I like the new reward cards, but I don't like how I'm not gaining all the potions that I used to. Well, aren't the potions kind of the same drop rate as before? It's going around. I got fired. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that, Winston. I'm hopeful you'll be able to land on your feet soon. Well, actually, I don't know where you are, but at least in the U.S., it feels like the jobs market is still doing well, which again explains why we're not technically in a recession. Well, I'm not an amazing player, that is for sure. The rating inflation is just too big in the last couple of days of the season. So that I have the same thing. So Aaron, what are you saying? Same drop rate? Oh, cool. Yeah, you're right. Butters is here. What's going on, Butters? Good to see you. I don't see any benefits from going up in rank without the cards. You can go to gold with a bronze deck, but you're not earning more than what you are from bronze. You're earning less. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't jump 2 levels, right? So if you have a maxed set for bronze, you can earn fully in silver, and then silver into gold, and then gold into diamond, right? So yeah, it wouldn't make any sense for somebody with silver to jump into it. To your point, it wouldn't make sense for anybody in bronze to jump all the way to gold, because then you're gonna get dinged for those lower level cards. And then it wouldn't make any sense for somebody in silver to jump into diamond. Now I'm in a weird spot because it's not a weird spot. It's just like my deck is mostly maxed for gold, so I can play in diamond and earn full in diamond. But if I were ever to make it a champion, that would be, I'd be getting hit a lot on the rewards. This is a good point too. Skyer is saying, for nodes, remember that the SPS chain has already appeared. it could be the end for the delays. Well, I don't know about delays, but the SPS chain is probably a big part. Actually, wait a second. Hold on. If the SPS chain is live, that must mean that there's some kind of like internal validator node that's running, right? So maybe that is the case. The fact that there is actually another layer built, the SPS chain, is a huge step forward. So maybe we do get SPS delegation within this month. If not, it'll be next month, hopefully, if they stick within the Q1 kind of time frame. But you're absolutely right. That was a big one, and that just came out this past week. The nice part about being a CNC operator in the medical field, plenty of job security. Job sucks though. Well, hey, at least you got something. I like when Aggie asked CryptoMaster if you've seen them ship code faster, and he confirmed current efficiency is better and improving. I agree as a player. Yeah, 100%. Aggie keeps talking about it, but it's one thing for Aggie to talk about it, but then it's also another thing for the team to actually be delivering. And I think that it is, he's 100% correct. We're seeing stuff, even if it's just small bits and pieces forward, moving towards this. I think about, and I think I said this in the past live stream, but like I think about how grumpy everyone was about a year ago. Like we had Waka in February, and then there was like nothing released, nothing put out there between like February and then May when the ranked rewards update came in. And I am hopeful and actually somewhat confident that we will never have a period like that again. Barring like holidays and people taking time off, but we will never have a period like that again where you go this extended time without anything being released. I think had they had that whole agile approach back then, February through May would have looked completely different. Where like 1 week they implement this, then another week they implement that. And so when I think about land, for example, and like what land phase 2 is going to look like, I'm actually hopeful that it's not going to be like, okay, land phase 2 is going to be a complete mystery, and then it drops on, end of September or something like that. My hope is that they're going to break down land phase 2 the same way that they broke down land phase 1. And actually Aggie already said this. I don't know if it was in the town hall or if I read it in the Discord server, but Aggie actually said we're gonna, once land phase 1 is out, we are going to work towards a land 1.5. So to me, that just, if they spell out, in order to get to land 1.5, we need to do X, Y, and Z, or 1, 2, and 3. Well, then those are things that we can look forward to and hopefully get to before Q3. So it could actually make Q2 exciting from a land perspective, because we may get some elements of, you get to see what buildings you can start designating buildings on your land. You can start to see your thing. Or maybe you can start fighting like occupied monsters or whatever. Like all that stuff could be really cool. Or spending upgrades. Like here's the thing. Let's say you can develop resources, right? If the whole thing with land phase 2 is supposed to be that you can develop resources and then trade them and all that, would you, as a landholder, I'm asking this to the chat, would you be willing to have the ability to start spending and upgrading your land earlier, similar to what we have now? But like, let's say sometime in Q2, they say that, well, you can choose your building and you can start leveling it up. And, until land phase 2 is out, you can max out and start leveling it up to like level 2 or 3 or 4, whatever the case is. So you can start burning the DEC ahead of time and start getting your building there rather than waiting until that point. Now, some people may just decide to wait because they're not going to be getting any benefits from it. But I would think that others might just be like, I have the DEC now, or I'm going to use the DECB, right? And just start burning through whatever there is. And maybe there'll be some kind of benefits, but I'm just saying it'll be nice to see this chunked out over time. Jobs doing well. You are either jobless or have 3 jobs. What is SPS Chain, Skyr? Nice avatar, by the way. SPS Chain is the other layer. Oh, I don't know why I went here. Is the other layer 2 that is now interacting with both the game server as well as Hive Engine. So if you go to the voucher section here, vouchers have been placed. Vouchers have been placed on the SPS chain, which again is awesome. I guess SPS itself is not. I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, I think you'll need to be staking SPS in game unless they find a way where you can stake SPS from the SPS chain and have that count in game. But maybe they will put that whole platform onto the chain itself. Either way, we'll see. CNCR Medical seems like an interesting combo. It's live. I had to send vouchers to SPS Chain before I could transfer to the game. Why did you have to send it to SPS Chain before you could transfer to the game? I think you can just send directly from Hive Engine to in-game if that's where they were. NFL Gods, yeah, they said they were running SPS validators for vouchers and SPS, I think now on their own service. Sweet. Oh, what's going on, Axler Twinblade? Good to have you here, man. I gotta run and have a call with the recruiter. All right, good luck, man. I mean that. I hope you're able to get a cool job that you want. I just wonder if SPS somehow pumped in price one day and it goes back to $1. How much attention, hype, and Splinterlands will get, and how many new players it will attract. It'll be crazy. I actually think that SPS doesn't need to go back to $1 in order to start attracting players. I haven't done the calculations. I've thought about this as a video idea, but like I'm curious to know how much SPS people are earning at lower. Well, no, I'm not. How much SPS people are earning at lower levels, right? And so if SPS goes up significantly, and when I say significantly, we're at 3 cents right now. So if we were to even just do like a 5x and SPS jumps to like 20 cents, what will that do for the ROI on the game? Because at the end of the day, you're only going to get the ROI bros that are going to come in for SPS going up, right? But you get enough of that, and then there's SPS utility where it's not CP, but you're required to stake SPS to play. You're required to burn SPS for any kind of DEC that you'll need in the market. Like all that stuff could have a very dramatic and significant effect. All right, I want to play around with this. Actually, no, we won't play around with it yet. I'll run the numbers later. All right, I think it'd be cool to buy things for land. Yeah, so again, there's so many different elements to land phase 2, right? It's not just you working your land, but so it's not just working your land. It'll also be the buildings on your land. It'll be the trading of resources. So I guess what I'm trying to say, to break it down a little bit easier, is what if you can start staking monsters ahead of time, right? And you won't get access to your resources, but if you start staking monsters at like the end of Q2, for example, you can start accruing like work time or time that would go towards it, so that when your land actually becomes functional and starts giving resources, the earlier you stake your monsters on there, the more you get to start off with. In fact, if I was designing this and on the team, that would be like one of the chunks that I do, right? One of the 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 chunks that I would do, where it's just like, let's eat up cards off the market. People can start earning, or not earning, but start accruing stuff if they take their cards. And man, if this comes in before Rebellion, I mean, people talk about there not being enough cards, but imagine a bunch of cards being eaten up off the market for working land or pre-working land, right? You'll just start accruing these resources, these rewards, but they won't get paid out until, or they won't be distributed to you until like a later time. I hope that they're doing that. I think it's a great idea. I don't have a lot of great ideas, but I think that's one. I wonder how much the tech modernization is actually the reason the team can move so fast now. More that than the agile approach. Maybe. I'm sure they both had a significant thing with it. All right, guys, I didn't realize it's already noon. So we're gonna wrap up here, and we're gonna do a giveaway, which is from Brandon Vet V. So you gotta make sure you thank him at some point. I don't think he's here today, but shoot him a message on Discord or something. That's the land package they want instead of land potions. Yeah, I think there's gonna be some kind of like land starter pack virus, but I'm just saying, like, if they're able to chunk it out and you're able to do other things with your land, because like let's say land starter package gets you like you buy it now, and then when you're able to like survey your land, you start off with like, you're building at level 1 or level 2, right? But sometime over the summer, before land is actually completed, you can actually start leveling up your buildings to like level 3, level 4, if you're willing to burn the DEC for it at that time. Opening that up early, I don't know that would necessarily have a benefit for people who are trying to like min-max their returns, because it's just like, well, I could use that DEC for something else. But if they do that in conjunction with like accruing rewards for staking monsters, well, it's just like, okay, you're not going to get the rewards until like end of September when everything is done, but you will start accruing these rewards, like whatever not essences, but like wood or wheat or whatever, different types of resources that they're going to have. starting in like June. And you can start staking your monsters and just be like step by step. I don't know. Could be interesting. My one BCX bot accounts average like 1 to 1.5 SPS from games a day. That's pretty interesting. Okay. 1 SPS average from rewards. The account group has a decent around 30k CP. So they're more than just chaos. Okay. 1 BCX account's earning 1 to 1.5 SPS a day. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't know. So let's check this out. So you know what? Let's run a little experiment right now. This is going to be imperfect, but just to give people an idea of what I was trying to get at earlier. Reward soulbound monitor. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh, never mind. This is going to be account level. Let's do set value. All right. So if you do 1 BCX cards. Oh, shoot. I think the game is down. Or something's down. This is at 0. I was just looking at this yesterday. I'm trying to remember what it was. Let's just run it with whatever number. Let's say you spend $50 on an account, right? You spend $50 on an account. Let's say you spend $100 on an account. That'll include maybe getting like an Xbot or something, or Xbot Lite. So you spend $100 on an account, getting 1 BCX cards. Alex is saying that 1 BCX bot is getting 1 to 1.5 SPS per day. We're going to round that down. And 1 SPS average from rewards. Now, I'm not even going to count season rewards because I want this to be as low as possible. So we'll just say, dude, two SPS a day is a lot. Wait, but how many accounts is this? How many accounts are you running? Or how many accounts would get an individual? Hold on. I think we're going to overshoot the numbers here. All right, this is the last little thing that we're going to run, and then I gotta run. Oh, it's 1 account. 1 account is getting you that much, and it doesn't have legendaries or anything. Okay, whatever. We'll just say you spend $100 on 1 account, right? To automate it and do all that jazz. Sorry, I'm gonna use a calculator on my other computer here. So let's say you're getting 2 SPS a day. We're not going to count we'll just say 2 SPS, including the end of season rewards. So 2 SPS per day. Dude, that's times 0.06 times 0.03 divided by 100. Yo, that's too high. That means actually, no, that's not. That means you're getting like a 21% return right now. 22% return when SPS is at 3 cents. So this is what I'm talking about, right? Is it worth it to play the game if you're getting a 20% return? Some people might say yes. Some people might say no. Wait, hold on. I don't understand what you're saying here. Oh, it's from 100. All right. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm gonna have to do these with actual numbers here. Because I don't think that there's any way you could be earning that much SPS per day. But I could be wrong. All right. Let's see. Please check the Discord DM. All right. I will do that as soon as I'm off. I've been learning how to code on the side, and tech monetization guaranteed is increasing efficiency when everyone is typing the same format. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's my understanding of it too. I think everything was like in Matt speak before because he was coding everything, and now they're trying to put it in a language that it's easier to just plug and play developers from any background. Can you make a video about if SPS pumped, how much rewards can we get, and the whole game can change? Yes, I will make that video, but I want to run the numbers I want to run the numbers differently. Guys, okay, hold on. We're going to do a giveaway. Give me literally one minute. I will be back in 1 minute. I just got to take this call real quick. All right, what did I miss? I'm afraid to check. All right, so yes, I will make that. I will make a video about that. I'll see if I can work on that today. You can't level your buildings above the level of your tracks. Keep castle. Those need to be leveled first. Well, so this could make, again, you're absolutely right, but this could make for an interesting, like, kind of community coming together where now, like, if people have surveyed, they have their lands, they'll be able to start leveling things up or donating towards that. Let's take over the channel. Good try. Well, we talk about Frags made Papa Bear in the house. What's going on? Okay, so let's do this because I don't think we're gonna get. Oh, there you go. There's the numbers. Holy crap! Is it actually $250? But you know what? So you were saying that you don't even need the legendaries, though, right? That's fascinating. So if you spend just for level 1 cards, I mean, you can do that for less than $50. It's the legendaries that cost a ton. And you're saying you get 2 SPS. So that's my point, right? Okay, and this is the short version. If you're able to get 2 SPS per day from that, including all the rewards, season, all that, right? You're able to get 2 SPS per day. That's 6 cents. That's roughly a 22% return with SPS at 3 cents. So here's the crazy part, right? SPS pumps to 30 cents, which again is not like outlandish. That's still 70% below its all-time high, but it's a 10x from here. And all of a sudden now, the rewards for what you invested into the game, you're not pulling in a 20% ROI, you're pulling in a 200% ROI, 220% ROI, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, 220% ROI. So there you go. And you're saying that you spent $30, right? So that's where it gets crazy. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Are you using Archmage? Or are you using Xbot or Splintermate? Just out of curiosity. Okay, I'll get your answer there. We have an astral entity to give away. I have, screw it. I like doing death wheels. Wait, you have your own bot and you're not exploiting it by selling it to the masses? All right, so let me go ahead and do this. I want to make sure that we get everybody in here. If you have not chatted or put anything in the chat, I just want to make sure this thing counts here. Then I will go through to make sure we bring we get everybody, because sometimes this doesn't pull in all of the participants. But go ahead and throw something into the chat now. Find out how to do it on YouTube. So let's give everybody. Lodnik, I'm checking the prices in Novice. That's all. Yeah, you know, it's time to start way more bot accounts. Build my bot army up right now. All right, I think we've had enough, folks. Don't worry, we are going to go through this, and I'm gonna make sure that we have everyone. Oh, let's hope my computer doesn't totally die. Let's close out of that. Let's close out of that. We can close out of this too. Giveaway wheel. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see what we get. Where's the one that we used? Oh, Sortios. Boom, boom. Okay, so I'm gonna try and copy paste everyone here. Don't know. Oh, this is so freaking annoying. Let me remove myself, and then I'm gonna do a roll call. So nobody comment for a minute here, because I just want to make sure that we can get everybody in. This is going to be in alphabetical order. Oh, solving chaos protect. Okay, hold on. This is 2 lines, so I'm just going to put it as solving chaos. Okay. So, all right. So, just everyone take a minute. I'm going to read through the names in alphabetical order. Your YouTube usernames in alphabetical order. If you do not hear yours, go ahead and just type it into the chat or let me know. So Aaron Kennedy, Eros-SL, Alex Toro, Altrix, Ameo, Acceleration-95, Brian. What the hell? Why did it clear? Oh, jeez. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. That was super dumb. This is taking much longer than I was expecting it to. Boom, 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 boom. Solving chaos. All right, yeah, this one's going to delete again. Okay. Because as of now, we have how many people? Only 23, and there's 43 here in the chat. So I'm assuming some of you guys didn't make it. All right, so Aaron Kennedy, Eros-SL, Alex Toro, Ultrix, Ameo, Acceleration-95, Brian Wu, Clevin S, Daniel Kelleher, Fragsmania, Ghostly BG, Harry Larry, Harris Ochoa, Jedi Sky Knight, Joe, Johnny Sniffles, JP, Lotnik, Lucas Caros, Solving Chaos, Techie 004, TWD Frodo, and Zach Hennigan. Can you take my name out? Why do you want your name out, Alex? Are you just being generous? See, like Virus isn't there. So Viru 5. Luke isn't there. I want YouTube usernames. This is so weird. Luke. Luke Noack. All right, Alex is being a generous guy. How kind of you. Victor Ontiveros, do you want IGN or YouTube name? I want your YouTube name. I'm going to add you in, Victor. Because you're clearly here if you're typing. Victor Ontiveros. All right, anybody else? We have 25 people in the wheel. What are the options? I am going to remove winners so we can do this properly as a death wheel. Jedi Sky Knight is there. Let me see if there's anybody else. Aaron Kennedy, Solving Chaos. All right, people who have been commenting recently all seem to be in here. All right. That's it. Oh, NFL guides. We need to get you in. I didn't realize that was different than the Acceleration 95. So I used to call you Axler. All right. That's going to be after L. NFL guides. Sweet. Amazing. All right. So this is for, and again, this is not from me. This is from Brandon, Vet V. So make sure you go and thank him, whether you win or not. You should try out my new death blow tool that lets you pick the last man standing. All right, let me test it out beforehand, so I'm not just fumbling through it. But Axler, one of the things that I regret is I know that I'm not making the most out of all of your awesome tools. So I will make sure that I get up to date on it. And you're always welcome to come and let people know if you want to chat with me again. Especially because then that'll help me learn. Okay. All right. I'm not congrats, but good luck to everyone. We have 26 people. All right. We're going to start. So, Astral Entity is on the line. Actually, should we sweeten the deal? No, we'll just do Astral Entity, and then we'll save this for another giveaway, maybe next stream. Okay. So let's see who the first loser is. Hopefully my stream doesn't lag like crazy. Luke, so sorry, but it is not your day. Ooh, Ameo, not your day either. Oh, sorry, Zach. This just gets too brutal. See so many names that I recognize now. Oh man, sorry, Aaron. It got you clean in the center. It wasn't even close. Ooh, it's sticking around these A's. Sorry, Ultrix. I should have some like hardcore music on right now rather than just this. Daniel Kelleher. Sorry, hopefully next time. Oh no, old schoolhouse brewery. Yes, you did. We just went through and did a roll call. Ooh, virus, you just escaped. Sorry, Eros. We're working our way through. I think we got like 25 or 26 people. So, oh my gosh, it just crossed over. Sorry, Fragsmania. Remember, for anybody joining in now, it's going to be if you're joining in now, you obviously didn't make it. But if you're catching up on the chat or whatever, it is the last person. This is a death wheel. So sorry, Solving Chaos. You are the weakest link. Ghostly BG, I'm so sorry. Ghostly BG, I also want to say, you've been diving into the salt mines on the channel, and I just want to say that I genuinely appreciate you having my back. That's all. TWD Frodo, what's going on? Clevin, not today. I miss doing death wheels. We need to do this way more. Ooh, Joe, man, that even tried to jump at the end. Jedi Sky Knight, you just barely missed it. Well done. Like, I mean, I don't know. I know I said well done. It's all chance. Lucas, so sorry. Oh, virus! It was flirting with you. Oh, so sorry, Victor. You just commented. That's you jinxed yourself, I guess. Harris is saying, I can't believe it. I'm still in. This may be my day. Oh, Harris, you're just trying to jinx yourself. Sorry, Axler. If I'd used yours, maybe you would have won. You got the back end design. I'm just messing. Harris, I told you, Harris, you jinxed yourself. What is going on, dude? Now Virus is trying to jinx himself too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Dude, you keep dodging fate. I mean, it's not that I don't want you guys to comment. I'm just saying it's been a pretty proven track record if you're commenting that you're the wheel hears you. Brian Wu. Sorry, man. Let's see. Come on. Oh, Johnny Sniffles. Oh, this one's gonna hit you dead center. There's no chance. These are getting much wider now. Oh, still close though. Oh my! It popped over. Did you see that at the end? It popped over to you, Jedi Sky Knight. It really didn't want you to win. I thought it was gonna stop on JP, but I'm sorry, Jedi Sky Knight. That was rough. Dude, this one won't be close. Sorry, Harry Larry McNary. You see, look, you jinxed yourself too. Literally, my account name is Vanilla One Gorilla One when I win, and then the wheel does not like it. The wheel wants to hear silence. That is crazy. Oh, we're down to the last 4. Lodnick's been quiet, but man, it's not even appreciating my fellow guildmates. I'm so sorry, Lodnick. All right, we're down to the final 3. The final countdown. JP, Acceleration 95, and Virus. I mean, if these end up being close with these super wide margins. Oh, no. No. I guess it's not gonna be that close. Dang. All right, Virus and JP. Virus, you're like, I'm saying nothing. Come on, dude. You know that. You just said something. All right. So keep in mind, it is not who it lands on. It is who it does not land on that wins the astral entity from Vet V. Here we go. Blue or red? Virus. Bro, you took the jinxing to the next level, man. I'm saying nothing. Oh my. All right, congratulations to JP. JP, go ahead and throw your but you know what? JP almost jinxed themselves too by saying oh my. JP, go ahead and throw your IGN into the chat, and I will send you this brand new, shiny, never been used before. Actually, I can't make that claim. It might have been used by Brandon, but I have not used it in a single battle or rented it or anything. So it's still in great condition. Let me know your IGN, and I will send it to you right now. But if you don't, send me your IGN by the end of the stream, then okay, there we go. I was like, I'll send it to Virus then. Lord JPS. All right. LORD JPS. Cool. Amazing. Congratulations. All right. Should be on its way. Just confirm if you got it. I mean, I guess I could always confirm on the blockchain, so it doesn't really matter. Are we going to Baron's Toolbox? Is that where Baron's Toolbox? And then I do have to jump off here. I got a lot to. Oh, shoot. I hope there's not something I got to catch up on. Oh, no. Okay. But I do need to hop off like very, very soon. Is it the spinner tool? I've used the spinner tool before. In fact, we used to use it here. Oh, Death Blow. Import names from Splinterlands TV. Oh, bro, this is so cool. So wait, hold on. I can just do that? Axel, is this for real? You know why? I hate doing giveaways on Splinterless TV because I'm so behind on whatever tech and stuff they're doing in the back end. That and Luthien has always been kind enough to help me whenever I had to do giveaways. So this is actually super awesome. Man, Axler Twinblade, I gotta give you a huge shout out, man. This is phenomenal. Does this mean that Splinterless TV is back up and running? I mean, it must be, right? If we're pulling in names. If it was down, then it wouldn't, right? That's super cool. I love it. All right, JP, you got it. Amazing. Stever, thank you so much. You got the most recent Holy Auto Tuna. I got a video that'll be posting right after this about Holy Auto Tuna, and then a project hopefully coming out next week. Fingers crossed. No, that's the list from Splinterless TV. Try starting it. Last viewers. I started so you can see. Oh, whoa, dude, check that out. So hold on, what are we doing here? Well, I'm not even logged in right now, so I can't give anything away. Right? I need to be logged in before I give away my whole deck. So what do? Do I just click on a name? I love the gunshot with the skulls afterwards. Oh, people can say numbers in the chat. No, it just picks a name. Carlo. I think my screen is just too small, so we can't see the Jobby Sades. NFO guides. Wait, are you guys live? Are you guys both attending Splinterless TV and here? Oh, thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. It's hard to compete with Splinterless TV, especially during what's that called? Whoa, what was that? Does that mean something special? Does Tube 3 get something? Oh, there's just Astro, what does skull mean? It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, if this is a death wheel, then you can use it as just like a way to remove people. No, that is just a Splinter's TV copy of the eligible list. Last time it was clicked. Okay. You manually have to send the prize. That's cool. That's doable. You either pick numbers and it kills someone. I love this. Dude, this community is so fun, man. We just find ways to mess around with each other, create cool tools. Can you choose by card set? That's a lot of clicking. Oh, one by one. I mean, it's fun, Clevin. It's like spinning the wheel like 30 times. Yeah. It's cool, man. Shout out to Baron's Toolbox if you guys aren't using it yet. And yeah, Axler, just hit me up, man. Anytime you want to come on here, promote whatever you got going on over on Baron's Toolbox, I am always available. Click all but the last one. All right, we'll do this and then I really do have to run. I love that some of these are gladiator cards. Oh, sorry. This is like at the bottom of the screen. Shiver me timbers. Shiver me timbers. All right, so what now? I think I got them all. Hover over the last one. Oh, it goes legendary. I'm very impressed, matey. He's Karu. I love it, man. Dude, this is awesome. This is super, super awesome. All right, hold on. I keep getting hit up. What's going on here? All right, guys. I got to hop off, but congrats again to JP on winning the card. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I should be back on Sunday, let me check. I don't think I got anything going on for Sunday, so yeah, we should be back on Sunday. And then I don't know if I'm feeling up to it, maybe we'll throw in a random stream here. I've been trying to stream on Twitch as well because I've been really itching to play some FPS shooters, whether that's like Undead Blocks or going even old school with some Fortnite. So I may do that at some point this weekend if I have the time. But otherwise, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. If it's already Friday for you or almost Friday for you, I hope you have an awesome start to your weekend and awesome weekend overall. But yes, a reminder that it is Super Bowl Sunday. Ooh, you know what's? I mean, I don't know who else is watching The Last of Us, but the new episode comes out Friday because of the Super Bowl, so I'm super hyped for that. Looks like I'm staying in Friday. I don't want anything ruined for me, so no more Friday plans. We're just staying home and watching The Last of Us. But yes, Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna see if we can find something fun to do for the Super Bowl, some kind of fun giveaway, because they always have those like gambling on the Super Bowl where you pick like a bunch of different things, like is the national anthem going to be like over or under 2 minutes, or is this going to be over, like who's going to kick the ball first? So we could do something fun with that. Oh, Virus is saying do squares with SPS buy-in. That's actually not a bad idea. The thing is, I'm not good with, I don't even know how squares work. I mean I've done them, but I've never set them up. I'll usually just like, my friend will run it and I'll send him some money and be like, pick something for me. We'll see. We'll do something fun on that morning stream to get hyped for the Super Bowl, which I don't even care who wins. I mean, I don't even know. We'll talk more about it then. All right, guys, I got to run. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch you all soon, and hopefully have some more content out later today once I get some work done. All right, peace.